Welcome to G Trend News, where we count down the top 20 Google searches. The date is January 11th. At number 20, Beekeeper, Jason Statham's new movie with 20,000 searches. Director David Ayer, with his hands on the script, called it classic and fresh. Statham, arguably the best action hero of this generation, can be found on the big screen with a smattering of puns tonight, the 12th. At number 19, UCLA men's volleyball. 20,000 people searched out the Flyers as UCLA posts its 15th straight win against number 2 Lewis at a 3-0 game. Coming in at 18, Amy Winehouse.
Do if I didn't.
I want to be remembered for just being me.
Number 17, David Bowie, rising from the grave. Again, another star coming up with 20,000 searches as Under Pressure rises back to the top of the Billboard charts once again. I'm curious what movie montage scene people probably heard this on. Suffice to say, Vanilla Ice is probably following soon. Coming in at number 16, Aaron Rodgers. Again, 20,000 searches, and as you might know, a couple days ago, Rodgers responded to Kimmel as appearing as a weekly guest star on the Pat McCaff show, which the host is said to be relieved and happy he's not going to be in my mentions going forward. This is all actually pertaining to the Epstein flight manifests that have been public for a long time, and people really not wanting to agree with the names on there. We want a solidified list from the government. Regardless, McCaff is happy to just get back to sports. And I understand that completely. I just looked up his thing and watched the beginning of it, and somebody with the slur announces how this show is not for kids. Number 15, Bud Harrelson, shortstop, who helped take the Mets to their 1969 World Series championship, has passed away at 79. He remained with the Mets as a coach and then a manager, playing 16 seasons and appeared in 1,322 games with them. He will forever be missed. In at number 14, trailing yesterday's top search, Nick Saban's replacement has been considered to be Mike Norvell, also Tommy Rees, and also Kalen DeBoer. But Tommy being the offensive coordinator for Alabama seems like a more obvious play to me. Meetings happen and an announcement could be made as soon as Friday. Nick Saban's legacy are some big shoes to fill and has up to 20,000 people searching. Coming in at number 13, plasma. Not the kind you donate. 20,000 searches to understand that plasma production on radio frequency accelerators is shifting. 10 years ago in Germany, the concept was developed. And then, in 2020, the theoretical study of scaling laws created dozens of numerical simulations that have been recently proven the first evidence of complete persistence of nuclear polarization. And number 12, Marcus Stroman has 20,000 searches as his 2-year, $37 million contract to the Yankees. Apparently, if Stroman reaches 140 innings pitched in 2025, he gets a player option in 2026 worth $18 million, says sources. At number 11, Isabella Merced is casted to play Dina. 20,000 people find excitement as the show that has 3 Golden Globe nominations and 25 Emmy nominations comes back with a season 2 that I'm sure is going to knock it out of the park. If you haven't played the games or watched the show, this host says, what are you waiting for? Number 10, South Africa with 20,000 searches. Genocidal conduct? Africa addressed the United Nations to end the carrying out of genocide of Palestinians there. Israel has denied the claims as baseless, while Africa says it is inflicted deliberately. No one is spared, not even newborn babies. This is a very heavy article, folks. The realities we face and the lack of humanity we share disgusts me sometimes. Hug a loved one today. Just sounds like Africa wants people to open their eyes. Coming in at number 9, Google layoffs. 50,000 people Google this. As you look at this article, just remember that we don't see the full picture. We just see numbers and percentiles. This is a company and business that is basically next to the internet and diplomacy and politics. It is a company that is putting through up and pushing forward with so much, and us as a nation need to recognize that a business does business. This article goes on to say that how a company that big, it just doesn't make sense for them to be laying people off. I get that. I really do. The hardest part is that we use this company and business, and look, I'm using it right now for this thing I'm trying to do, this Google Trends news, because it doesn't really make sense that they haven't done this already. Like, it's literally just trending news on Google. That's what we're searching as a people. All of us together are searching for this shit. So, like, if you don't care, you really don't kind of care about, like, the global consciousness or the United States consciousness. You don't really care about the community that we're gearing our thoughts towards. And, like, if some of these things matter, they either do matter, or we have as people have to, like, use, you know, that Google CEO, or that one of these Google guys said that we need the right people using AI. It means you need to be somebody with good questions and good thinking patterns and good instruction to be using these tools. So I guess I'm encouraging you all today to use these tools. Use these things. Really take the time and learn how it works. Be a good person with it. And we're not going to worry so much. The anxiety only comes from the uncertainty. And we have to be certain of ourselves more than anything. And I feel like that's one of the biggest issues. But I digress. And number 8, the Cavs had 50,000 searches. Playing in Paris, the Cavs beat the Nets in a game 111-102. Coach J.B. Bickerstaff says it was special to be a part of a game that represents the NBA on the world stage. And number 7, recapping yesterday's clip on Real Madrid, as they now know they are up against Barcelona, winning against Osasuna at a 2-0 victory. The Super Cup coming up this Sunday, January the 14th. And number 6, Jelly Roll. His 50,000 searches has people understanding his plead with Congress against the fentanyl crisis. Having a history as a drug dealer himself, him now standing up to make change and be a part of the solution should inspire us all. As a recovered addict myself, this is a bigger issue than most people think. As Jason reiterates, it could start as someone taking it for pain after an accident, and it snowballs from there. And number 5, the Warriors at 50,000 searches. Stephen Curry says the mood's been dreadful with Draymond Green suspended, Chris Paul's injury, and Andrew Wiggins' disappearing act. It will be a surprise if the Warriors don't do something by February 8th, the trade deadline. And number 4, Don Tolliver is searched as 100,000 people find out he is the father to Callie Eucharist, posting a video on Instagram saying, "Not crazy public and just vibing," leading to becoming a popular mother-father combo. At number 3, Yemen with 200,000 searches. Over 100 precision-guided munitions were used in a deliberate strike on over 60 targets at 16 Iranian-backed Houthi militant locations. The Houthi targeting ships with missiles, aerial vehicles, and cruise missiles, disrupting commercial and U.S. vessels in the Red Sea. And number 2, Michael Strahan has 200,000 people sympathizing as he reveals his daughter's rare form of brain cancer. Isabella, 19, a student at the University of Southern California, has recently rung the bell as tradition for cancer patients that finish their treatment, and after a month of rehab has learned to walk again. And at number 1, Bill Belichick, surprised to see Bill leaving, still having 1 year left on his contract, has parted ways with the Patriots after 24 seasons. And with several head coaching positions open, Belichick leaning towards the Atlanta Falcons, sources say. Patriots embark on the first head coach hunt in a quarter century, now has eyes on their very own linebacking coach, Jared Mayo. This has over 1 million people Googling. And that wraps it up for the date, January 11th. Remember to like and subscribe for more G-Trend news. Have a great day.